Hello and welcome to 10 Days of Gratitude. I'm your host, Mia Saenz, and with me in this segment is Lorraine Cohen, and she's one of my faves to interview. Welcome, Lorraine.
Hi, Mia. It's so nice to play with you again.
It is. We have just spent a while laughing off stage, as you'd say. So we're in a good mood. Lorraine, will you share with us what you are most grateful for right now?
Only 20 minutes we have to talk. um, God, there's so many things to be grateful for. And at the very top of my list is the relationship that I have with the divine. I am the most grateful for that because it's been that relationship that has been such a source of strength and courage for me as I have walked through some very narrow places this year, as many people have. I'm also so grateful for the most amazing friendships and colleagues like you that I have in my life who lift me up, remind me who remind me of things that I forget from time to time and who hold that space for me to stand in my power and in my greatness to shine in this world as a light that we're all meant to be. I'm very grateful for the simple things of having a roof over my head, really good food to eat, the energy to go through my day um, with whatever life brings. And I'm grateful for all of the challenges that have brought me to my knees, that have helped to reveal who I really am and to help me to let go of who I am not. So it's been a very powerful year of a lot of inner healing and a lot of grace.
That's wonderful. And to see the darkness and still embrace it for the light is truly beautiful. Thank you. Share with us a little bit about your story, where you got to being who you are today, where you are today in life, and then you have a very special treat for us that you want to take us on a little experiential.
How did I get from there to here? I don't know. I don't know how I got from there to here. There have been times when I have gone kicking and screaming. There have been times when I have been leaping. I've been on a journey very consciously all my life, but most specifically in the early 1980s after my mother died. That was a period of a lot of waking up. And in that experience of waking up, I made a commitment to this journey no matter what. Even if I got in the way, that I would not deter from this path because I felt that it was a calling for me. So it's really been like following the breadcrumbs
Mhm.
of my strategy has been to listen, to trust, to have faith, and here I am, almost 30 years later, in a whole different place, feeling and experiencing life in ways I never could have imagined. And it has been an exhilarating, terrifying, painful, heartbreaking, heart opening, um, best ride I've ever been on. And I'm excited to see where it takes me next.
I like that you said the best ride because it's so evident, isn't it, in the line of work that we do that people are fearful to take the steps forward to progress in their self awareness, their self growth, their self love. And so when they realize that the magnificence on the other side is so brilliant, why
Mm.
not take those steps to, yes, it's suffering, but we're suffering anyway. So why not get through it? Because then everything's magnificent. And do we go back a few steps and then move forward? Of course. You were just saying that you had your trials this year. I had my trials this year. This was a very trying year, wasn't it?
Every year for the past couple of years, I have felt that it's been a very, very rough and a very expansive year. And you made a point about that, that we find ourselves in this suffering. What I have really come to understand is how suffering truly is a choice. and how, and this is a point that I wanted to bring in, and I'm so grateful for this segue. We're talking about gratitude, and sometimes you can mentally write out a whole list of things that you're grateful for, but you don't feel it. You don't feel it in your heart. And then there are those times when the experience is so visceral. You have tears in your eyes because you feel so touched in your heart. And so we find ourselves in these experiences that feel like, God, I've been working so hard, and I've been doing everything that I feel that I should do in order for my life to really break open in wonderful, abundant ways, and it's not happening. And so the thought that I want to put out to people who are listening to this video, obviously can hear my excitement because this is a new awareness that I've been playing with, is looking at the potential addiction to the addiction to struggle. The addiction to creating struggle as your first response, as a pattern of how you're living your life. And in seeing that as a possibility, you can realize that it is a habit, one that you can begin to change. And in that realization, there is an opening that comes by being able to see the value of realizing that as a pattern so that you can begin to choose a different path. And it moves you away from focusing on what am I doing wrong, or maybe it's coming up as money stuff, and God, I've been working on this stuff for so long and I'm still having difficulty, so I must have money blocks. Maybe you don't have any money blocks. Maybe it's really about taking a look at your pattern of being addicted. I'm using that word very specifically, your addiction to struggle, your propensity to struggle, and a whole new understanding breaks open, and there are so many options to begin to change that pattern when you realize what is really going on. And that's something to be grateful for.
Yeah, that's awesome. People are addicted to it, and you call it addiction to this, and it's so true. They're addicted. We are, until we change that pattern, we're addicted to the drama that it produces.
Yes.
We need it. We need to feel. And so that's why most people have had trauma in their life of some type. They bring up the drama because it fulfills a need. When you say, what does it do for you? What does it cost you? What does it give you? When you realize that drama produces a feeling and you're not feeling, or you want to feel something worse, why not feel something better? Take the leap and grow through it to feel something better in this stage when we're just sort of like moving just along and feeling like, oh, I need something so that I can feel again, not be numbed out. Grow through it so that the brilliance comes. And
how about becoming addicted to joy?
Yay!
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or rather than see it as an addiction, how about just inviting yourself to be immersed in the experience of blessings, of joy, of appreciation, because all of this at the bottom is just energy anyway.
Yes.
And in that realization of what that pattern is, you can begin to flip it and then watch what happens. And it becomes really magical when you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. You wanted to share with us an experiential. Do you want to do it now?
This is actually an exercise rather than something experiential.
Okay.
So here is my invitation, and the timing of this I think is really perfect. Some of the people who may be listening to this video, you might be feeling that you're in a stuck place, or you are experiencing some gratitude, but you want to expand that experience for yourself. So take this 21-day gratitude game. And the way that you start it is at the beginning of each day, write down 7 things that you're grateful for. At the end of the day, write down 7 things that you're grateful for. Now, here's the kicker. You can't repeat anything twice.
Oh, so, you mean throughout the 21 days or just throughout that day?
Throughout the 21 days, you cannot repeat anything twice. So what this means is, let's say that you have a wonderful friendship or a relationship with someone. In looking at what you feel gratitude for, begin to look at the specifics of that relationship, so that you get into the details of things, and you're not, what is the word I'm looking for? Just glazing over it. And just looking at in its totality, what specifically are all the wonderful little things about that relationship that are fabulous. And when you start to break things down, you begin to realize just how many blessings are filling your life. Like, I can look around my room and I could say I'm grateful for my home. But if I were to break down all of the things in my home that I'm grateful for, like my air conditioning, and when it's really hot, or the comfortable furniture in my house that supports me, or my laptop, so you and I can have this amazing conversation, then the list becomes very long. And at the end of 21 days, you realized how truly abundant you are. And then don't stop. One other thing, if you miss a day or even part of the day, you have to start over.
Yeah. That's a kicker right there.
It's a kicker right there. And about the 14th day, which I've seen happen many times, miracles and blessings start coming through. And one other thing, I was sharing this with my sister several years ago, and she's not really open to a lot of things. And she would write things that she was angry about. I'm so grateful that this day is over. No. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's funny.
Take a moment to really feel into what you feel appreciation for and what you feel gratitude for. Let that be on your list. And it can even include, I'm grateful that I am breathing.
Right, absolutely.
I'm grateful that I can walk without any kind of support. I'm grateful I'm mobile. I'm grateful I have my own teeth.
I'm going to state this. It is November 10th, and I'm going to start this as soon as I'm off with Lorraine before I go to my next appointment outside of the office. I'm going to write down my morning gratitude, and I'm going to begin this. So when Lorraine airs, it'll probably, this airs in 10 days, the beginning of our summit. So I will already be around, close to maybe day 12, maybe day 14 when Lorraine airs. And I'm going to send you guys in the email. You'll be like, oh, that's what Mia was talking about. About my miracles that are happening.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
So it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you
and
very much.
just kind of keep going with something like that, because when we're living in that energy every single day, whether you feel it at a level of 10 or whether you feel it at 11 of 2, it doesn't matter. It's really about being in that state of appreciation. And we know how magnetizing gratitude, appreciation, and love is in drawing the things into our lives that we want. So for no other reason, do it because it's going to make you feel good, and the universe is going to respond in kind, because that's what the universe does.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, share with us what you do for a living.
Well, thank you for that question.
That's the fun part.
That's a fun part. I work with women on a spiritual path who want to make a difference in the world, but are blocked by stories of fear and not good enough, and they want to make their way home to their truest self. That is my passion, and that is what I get to do every single day with courageous women across the world.
You're a dream maker. Yay. I love that. That's beautiful.
I'm a heart opener and a heartbreaker.
Yeah. I love that.
In order for your heart to blossom and for us to step into the highest version of who we are, our hearts need to break open. And it is that willingness to courageously go deep so that you can connect with the real you and bring your gifts out into the world in a bigger way. This is what we're here to do, is to help to reshape humanity.
Right. And isn't it beautiful? Don't you just love it, Lorraine? And in our industry that you and I are in, don't you just love the connection between others just like you? So when we break open our heart and we're there and we're giving and we're doing what we truly love, and I see it more and more growing every single day with more and more people taking the steps to improve their life, to move forward. But some people are like, well, there's just not enough room for everybody. Yes, there is, because we all have a magnificent essence about us. It's so different from the rest. We may all do similar work, or some of us may do similar work, but it's different, isn't it, Lorraine? And isn't that the blessing too?
It is the blessing. And what you're describing, Mia, is the difference between scarcity thinking and abundance-based thinking. And if there were only a limited amount of people that we were meant to work with, then don't you think that the universe would be bright enough that only that amount of people would be coming forth? So that's a very fear-based approach. I don't see that the work that we do is being competitive. I see it as being supportive. And the people who are resonating with our energies are going to be drawn to us. And quite honestly, I am not for everybody. You are not for everybody. Our approaches, but there are specific people who resonate with who we are. And those are the ones that we will attract. And those are the ones that we want to be working with. I am only interested in people who are excited about this journey, who want to look back on their lives and feel that it was a life well lived, and that they were able to be the best them that they could be. Those are the ones who have the courage and the commitment to walk this journey and to turn around and help others. Those are my kind of people.
That's awesome. To do the work that they want to do for themselves. That's beautiful. And you have a free gift for everybody.
I do.
This feels like Christmas to me.
I love this.
Me too.
This is a comprehensive gift that has several audios. But by the time you sign in and you get everything. But this is on courage and grace, and I'm all about creating a path of grace and allowing the power of grace to be your guide. So this is an interview that I had with a very close friend of mine by the name of Michelle Mayor, and I talk about in this a grace process of how, when feelings come up, how to gracefully move through the experience of feeling without shutting it down, so that you can actually allow that energy to be released permanently, so that you can begin to move forward in your life less encumbered and less burdened. I give you the step-by-step grace process in this, in addition to walking you through a process. It's a phenomenal bonus. It's one of my absolute best. And I'm also going to be sharing the difference between transformation and a technique, which is tricky for a lot of people who don't understand and are still looking for ways to get away from their feelings and want the quickest step to get from A to B. And I got to tell you, that is not where we are in this world right now. That being a part of these new energies means learning how to feel and also how to stay in your center at the same time. So the information in this bonus is going to help you do that.
That's awesome.
It's a great bonus.
And I love that you call it grace very much, because not enough people understand the divinity that's truly graceful about our shifting and our changing and our growing who we are. Yes. I love that.
Can I say just one more thing? Because it was something that you said a couple of minutes ago, and that is, there's a difference between being on a journey of personal growth and being on a combined journey of personal growth and a spiritual path. Some people are not really interested in cultivating a strong relationship with the divine, with the presence. And to me, this is the most important relationship to really be creating heaven on earth. So if you're just looking for things that are going to improve your life, but you don't want to do the inner work and you're not interested in being on this healing journey, you're going to be missing out on incredible things in your life, and you're really going to miss the journey. I'm trying to think of how I want to say it.
wouldn't you suggest that somebody who is on this journey or wants to be on this journey, but maybe has a little bit of fear or something, to actually want to connect to their divine core, the divinity of it all, I would suggest them look at people who they most admire
Yeah.
in the world and look at where they come from and look at the grace that they exude. And that is a representation of, if you resonate with that, then you can see the journey's not going to be frightening because there's people that you respect that are already on this journey. All you have to do is claim it and take it.
You know, there is an experience of when you feel that heart connection that is very palpable.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's very emotional, Mia. There are times when I can literally feel this divine presence in me stepping forward. And to be alive now, to be fully alive in the way that I think that we are all craving, to live a powerfully authentic life. In order to do that, because the divine is in everything, you can't separate that part out of this journey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about trusting that things are brought into our lives at the perfect time, that we are being prepared for what we asked for. And in order to get to step 2, you got to do step 1.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you don't have to do it alone.
No, you don't. Absolutely not. There are people there to assist and to guide and to share. I love that you said when you feel that within you, there's no more amazing feeling than that connection, that you feel full with the love of the divine. Seriously, you don't want anybody to step in your way. I mean, you really make amazing boundaries for yourself when you understand that love and connection with yourself to the divine. Isn't that amazing, Lorraine? I mean, it truly is.
There's a beautiful expansion that happens inside. Mm-hmm. And it's a great reminder that this presence is living within us, through us, and as us. Mm-hmm. And all the things that are happening in the world right now is because we have come here at this time to change the world. In order to do that, we have to let go of all these postures and these masks and these illusions so that we can really step into our power and be the creators that we are meant to be, deliberately, not by default. Mm-hmm. In order to do that, things have to fall apart before they can come together. Mm-hmm. And we have to experience breakdowns before we have breakthroughs.
Right.
So when you're walking hand in hand with this presence that has created worlds, mm-hmm. the question to ask yourself at those times when you might be feeling shaky is, do you think that your God is bigger than any problem that you face? Mm-hmm. And if you can shake your head yes on that, remembering again that this God, whatever your name is, has created galaxies and worlds, do you really think that your problem is bigger than that? There is something very reassuring and comforting mm-hmm. about this relationship that gives you the confidence and the courage to take those steps forward, knowing that God's got your back. Mm-hmm. And why on earth would you want to walk forward in your life without that kind of support? Right. To me, it's the most important relationship to cultivate.
I agree.
And whether you know it or not, you don't go anywhere without the presence going with you. So why not bring it along with you consciously, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you're different, and beauty flows into your life. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to have you on this. It's always wonderful. I've interviewed Lorraine a few times. I haven't interviewed her in a year, so this is fun.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was awesome to have you on, Lorraine.
Would you like to end this with my sending an energy transmission, another blessing into the video?
Let's do it.
Let us do that. So for those of you, there's nothing really for you to do. It just be an open receiver. This is an energy transmission flowing through me to you from the divine. It's an energy of divine love and grace, and it will probably take up to about 30 seconds. So I'm going to be quiet until it's complete. So here it comes. Just breathe that in.
I can feel it.
Mm. It's gotten stronger and stronger over the year as my relationship with God has gotten stronger, and as I have cleared, when you're clearing, you're raising your vibration, you're able to tap into a stronger energy, and I'm so grateful to share the blessing.
Thank you so much. It was beautiful. You're beautiful.
As are you, Mia.
Thank you. And we'll see you all in the next segment. Thank you.
Namaste.